Hello, it is Dr. Chris Raquel, and I'm back again with another video today. I hope you're doing amazingly. I first wanted to say thank you all for stopping by. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions for me, you'd like me to answer anything related to your life dynamics, family, friends, relationships, send me an email at askkrystalracquel@gmail.com. I have an interesting topic that I'd like to talk with you all about today. So there's someone that I know. Well, first of all, the topic is about going forward and achieving your goals and dreams. I just recently came across a quote online that said, "Don't give up on your dreams or goals because of the time it'll take to achieve them. The time is going to pass anyway." And a couple of weeks ago, I came across someone that I know, I used to work with, and I saw them post something on social media. It was very similar. Whatever they posted, they probably phrased it a little bit better, but pretty much this person is now a physician. They work in a particular field, I believe it's dermatology, and they mentioned something like they remember, I don't know, 10 years ago, however many years ago, they were debating about whether or not they wanted to pursue medical school. And at this point in time, they're a physician, they have their own practice. So they were reflecting on that experience and where they were at 10 years ago. And when I saw that from her, that made me say, wow, you know what, she's absolutely right. Because I've thought things like that in the past. And then of course I saw that post by someone I don't know today, and that made me recall the situation with her. So I wanted to encourage you all, if you have a goal or a dream, whatever it is, do not let time cause you not to pursue those goals. Time waits for no one, and over time you start to have more responsibilities, more things you have to do, and it may become more difficult to achieve your goals and dreams. For example, there's that situation with a young lady who wasn't sure if she wanted to go to medical school once she graduated her bachelor's degree. In my case, there was a situation, I kind of have a regret now, slightly, but I'm not going to pursue this goal anymore. But there was a point in time when I was I was in my master's program, and since I was young, like the idea of like therapy, counseling, psychology, those things have always interested me. And when I was in my master's program, I felt I wanted to do psychology to pursue for my doctorate. In terms of psychology, there's certain programs that are accredited, meaning that will allow you to then have the title of psychologist. There are programs I could have done, some were online, shorter period of time, 3 years, but they were not accredited. There's no APA accredited psychology doctoral program at the moment that allows you to do work online. So at the time when I was considering whether or not I wanted to pursue a doctorate in psychology, I believe in go big or go home, I said to myself, these programs are 5 years. All these programs mean you have to be physically in person. Mind you, my master's was in person, of course. I said to myself, I will be finishing my master's program. I want to have the opportunity to work. I don't want to be tied to a university building anymore completely. Like I didn't mind if it was a part-time program where I can do a lot of the courses online, or I can go in person, or just take fewer courses in a full-time doctoral program, which is normally what you would have if you're going for a doctorate, and something that's going to be like all in person. I said to myself, mainly, that's a lot of time. That's 5 years I would be wasting in terms of not having work experience. If I'm completing this master's, I want to be able to use it right away. I believe it's just going to take so much time for me. So at that point in time, I was just calculating, and it's just so funny how things work and how God puts things in your pathway for an opportunity. I'm not upset that I didn't move forward and apply for that program, but I think it's a good opportunity for me to let someone else know if they're considering something, whether it's school, whatever it is, that you should move forward and complete your dream, because time waits for no one. So okay, so had I gone forward and done a program that I was considering, 5 years, whatever, in person, sometimes you want to think, okay, I want to be able to work. What if this happens? What if I meet somebody? So had I gone forward and went with a 5-year program for a psychology program, I would have been just finishing the program right before I were to get married. So when I got married, I moved from the city that I was in. So it definitely could have worked out. It could have worked out in a way where I was doing that program, and then afterwards I got married and moved. The timeline is absolutely, it falls right in line. So now looking at where I was then and where I am now, and me wanting work experience and doing all these things, now I can see hindsight is 2020, because whatever work experience you gather, if you're trying to pursue a particular program, let's say your goal is to become a psychologist, not saying that's my goal, it's not my goal right now, but I was interested in, as you all may know, I do have my doctorate of education. My point is, if you have a goal, whatever it is, whether you want to be a therapist, whether you want to be a psychologist, whether or not you want to be a physician, if your goal is something, it really does not matter your work experience prior to that program, if you have in your mind that you want to pursue a particular field. So keep that in mind. Had I decided to move forward with that program, or a psychology doctoral program, any work experience that I might have missed out on prior to starting a doctorate in psychology wouldn't really have mattered. So I'm just saying that to you all, because I know that there's probably some people like me too. They're like, oh, I'm just finishing school, I don't really want to go forward and do this. Or, hey, I know I want to start this business, but I don't really have time for it. I have children, those sorts of things. Go ahead and pursue it. But I can say to anyone who's interested, yes, you can be in school while you're planning a wedding. Yes, you can be in school while you're getting married and while you're moving. So those are things that I can say, yes, you can do it. But I would just encourage anyone, if you have a goal or dream, go forward and do it. Time waits for no one. And you're going to be in the same position potentially. Yeah, you might have some additional work experience. Yeah, you might have gained some life skills by maybe not pursuing that program at the time, or not moving forward and starting your business. But time waits for no one. If you have a goal, if there's something that you know you want to do, move forward. Go ahead and do it. There's no harm in going forward and achieving your goal and dream. So at this point in time, will I go forward and do a doctorate in psychology? No. Oh, here's my other reason, right? I think I also, outside of me wanting work experience, me not knowing where I would want to be in the next 5 years, if I wanted to move or something, it was also like, I decided, like, okay, I'm not going to just do any psychology program. The psychology programs that are accredited and that you can become a psychologist for, you have to be in person. And I'm not somebody, I don't like to skimp on things. There's no way I was going to get a doctorate in psychology online without the opportunity to become a psychologist. So that was also my reasoning. So do I want to be a psychologist at this moment? No, I do not, at this point in time. But right now, if I could go back and make the decision again, like I said, I've mentioned to you before, I'm 35 years old, so I have life now. But I'm married. I also have a child, so doing something like that wouldn't be possible. But if I could go back in time and make the decision again, would I have pursued psychology and gotten my doctorate in psychology? Yes, I would have. So I just really felt like I needed to talk to someone about this. Because at this point in time, as someone who has a family now, has a lot of other priorities, that wouldn't be something that I would move forward and do. But as you all know, I do have background in public health and those sorts of things as well. I haven't really talked about my experience, but it's funny because a lot of my experience has been related to human services, mental health, and it's just so funny, like the door was always opened for me in that regard. In terms of whether it was my master's program, I would somehow end up training with an individual who was a psychologist, or even in my even in my doctorate, right, my doctorate that I completed recently, someone on my committee for my dissertation was a psychologist as well. So it's like God always puts it in my path. So if anything, if I'm to pursue anything, it's going to be a program in therapy. As you all know, I am a certified life coach. However, I do think it's important to be very knowledgeable in everything that you're discussing in your skill set. So life coaching and therapy, those are two completely different things, but I just say all that to say, move forward and complete your dreams as someone, complete your goals, I should say, as someone who can look back at a certain point in time. And a lot of times God will give you like a certain window for when you can do something. He'll say, this is your window to be able to complete this program. You know, it's your choice. Do you want to do it or not? I, at the time, made the decision not to do it. And I'm not going to say I have regrets, but I'm happy to be able to maybe steer someone else on that pathway, just based on the example I gave to someone I know who is a physician now and was looking back 10 years ago when they were debating whether or not they should go forth and do it. And myself having had the opportunity about 5 or 6 years ago to apply for and complete a program that would have potentially allowed me to become a psychologist, and deciding not to, would I have gone back and done it? Just based on the different work experiences that I've had. Yeah, some of it has been really good experiences and stuff, but would I have gone back and done it? Yeah, I would have. So hopefully I can steer somebody in that direction. And anytime I hear somebody's a psychologist, or even in some of my work experiences that I've had in the past 5 years, let's say I would even be like a manager of someone who was about to go pursue their doctorate in psychology. I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, I wish that was me. So don't give up on your goals. But I thank God that I'm able to speak to someone who maybe is debating whether or not they should move forward and complete whatever goal or schooling, work, business that they may have. Go ahead and do it, because time waits for no one. Don't give up on your dream because of the time it's going to take. It's better to just get started, move forward. I can't count how many times I've told myself that I was going to start the business, herrosegarden.com, for my coaching business, until I finally did it this past year. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Do not give up on your goals and dreams. There is that set window where you're going to have the opportunity to make a decision whether or not you will or won't. So I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that because I'm not a psychologist, I feel bad. No, I don't. But go ahead and do what you feel in your heart God wants you to do. Don't hold back. Don't make excuses for time, because the time window can be very short. And I'm telling you, especially young people, you can do anything. Don't think that you don't have work experience, or you're not going to be able to do this. Do not think like that. Think about your end goal. Let's say you're working in a certain job and you decide you want to go and get your master's in engineering, but you say, you know what, I don't want to do that because it's 2 years. Let me just keep working so I can gain this income. No, you can save and do the engineering program. And especially when you're young, you don't have a lot of expenses. So let's say you've saved money from the job you were working, and you can pay for your schooling. But let's say you need just a little bit of money to pay for your small expenses. That's okay. It's a student loan. It's not a huge deal. Go ahead and do it. Afterwards, you're set. I'm telling you, Like I made an example about the nursing situation before. Like if you're gonna be like a nursing assistant or LPN, you say, you know, I'm just gonna stop here, that's it. Unless you're like a single mom or you absolutely have to work, there's no other option, go forward and get that RN or your nurse practitioner to go ahead and do that. The RN is a 4-year degree, that's your bachelor's. The NP is a master's, and I believe some people get a doctorate in nursing, but I don't think that's very common. I don't think it's required or for anything. But to be a nurse practitioner, I know someone who does that's a master's degree. So if you ever need to, one, always do well in school because they give out free money, they give out free scholarships. That is your best bet. If you need like a year to try to save some money aside, you can do it either way, right? So let's say you have a full scholarship and you need some money to be able to pay for your bills while you're a student. You can maybe take a year and save for that. Or let's say your school is paid for, but you just need to pay for your expenses. You can save a little for that, or did I just say that scenario? No, you can save a little for that, or you can even take out a small loan. I'm not giving anybody advice. I'm just saying what you can do, because once you're done with that program, you can pay off those small loans. I'm not telling you to take out tons of money. Something that you can pay off in like 2 years. And then once you pay off that, the money that you're gonna make being an RN or NP is so much more worth it than you being a nursing assistant or a LPN. So keep those things in mind. Go ahead and do your dreams. God is always with you. And of course, time waits for no one. You can pretty much do anything, any type of job. You can make pretty much any career change that's gonna require education. You have time up until like 30. You know, you can still go back to school if you need to. If you're deciding now, like, hey, it's not working out for you, you don't think you're doing well in life, and you want to make a career change, yeah, up until like 30, you can still do that. And then, you know, finish your programs by like 35. And then, yeah, you're on a good pathway. You have so many more years to work. But I highly recommend you do everything you can before having kids. That is going to be the best bet. And even so, let's say you have small children, like under 4. Yeah, go ahead and finish your program. They're, you know, they're not school age yet. But even if they're school age, if they're small kids, like kindergarten first, yeah, you can still do what you have to do. You got this. But, you know, once you're a little bit older, then you really want to make sure you're stable and those sorts of things. So, like I said, up until like 30, 35, go ahead and pursue what program you want to. As you well know, I just finished my doctorate at 35 years old. And I feel like I'm really now just getting deep into what it is I really want to do, which is the coaching and things like that. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm just going to end the video here. But the main point is, don't give up on your dreams. Time waits for no one. Do not give up on your dreams and goals, whether it's career, work, businesses, because of the time you think it's going to take. When that time passes, you're going to be saying, ugh, I should have done that, you know? So yeah, just keep that in mind. Let me know if you relate to this or if it resonates to you in any way. Have a blessed day. Bye.